Okay, looking at review question number 2, there's a couple of different things here. We're looking at how to create menus in Python, and also we're going to need something called lists. So that I've created a link here. You can see that will open up a document on looking at lists, or sorry, looking at menus. We scroll down, it comes through menu-driven programs. And the idea here is that you put functions. This is your menu function that actually prints the menu items out, your choices. And then, choice number 1 is menu item 1. You check if the choice is number 1, then you call the function called menu item 1, and whatever you want to happen, that happens in this function. So I've kind of got that started. I've got my show menu option, and this program is going to evolve. We're going to need some more menu options, but we're asked to create a program that allow us to enter sales. So we're going to add sales numbers. Then I want to have the option to be able to print them out. And then I'm going to say we want to be able to exit the program. So those are the 3 choices that we want to use. So my program really kind of begins with a welcome statement, welcome to the sales tracker. And then I say, okay, let's show the menu. So the show menu command on line 11 comes up to our void function define show menu, and it prints out our menu item. Now I want a loop so that I can always come through this menu. When each item is done, I'm presented with the menu again. So while true, it'll be an infinite loop. I'm going to add what would you like to do, and I add that to the value choice. Notice that I've not asked for an integer value. So remember, input assumes string. So I'm checking if choice is equal to quotation 1. It's a string value, 1, 2, 3. You could have ABC as well. So if choice number 1, then I'm going to do some sort of function. For now, I'm just passing. Choice number 2, passing. Choice number 3 should break out of the loop. And if they put something other than 1, 2, or 3, it'll say, please enter a valid number, and then it would continue back up to true. So the only way it's going to get out of this loop is if choice is 3, and we break out of the loop, where I then say the program is ended. So let's just see if this is working as I expect. Run, welcome to the sales tracker. Choose an item. If I choose number 1, it should just pass. Oops. 1. 2, it passes. If I choose 5, it says please enter a valid number. If I choose 3, it should exit. So that portion is working. So now what I want to do is I want to build my functions that are going to allow me to add sales numbers. So what we want to be able to do is keep track of a series of data. In 1D or E, we looked at writing information to a data file. What we're going to do here is we're going to write it to a list in Python. So I'm going to define a menu item called enter sales. Now I'll just pass, and choice number 1, if they choose they want to add sales numbers, we're going to call the enter sales function. So I'm going to create a list of sale items. So I'll call it sales. It's equal to, now the square brackets indicates that it's a list. And there's nothing inside of the square brackets, so I've assigned the variable sales to an empty list. I could, if I wanted to, add a series of values. If they were integer values, it could be 5, 7, 8, or 4, 6, 7. I can also have other items in there. I could have 1. I could have car. So the sales is very versatile, allows us to add a lot of different things inside of a list. But for now, we're just going to add an empty list. So that now exists. And when I enter sales, I'm going to ask for the information, and then I'll add it to my sales list. So when I call enter sales, I'm going to ask the user, I'll take my sale number. Sale number is going to be integer. I'm assuming these are going to be integer values. I could put float, but let's just assume that they're dollar figures rounded. So I'm going to go with integer values of integer input. Please enter the sale value. I've got that value. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my sales, and I'm going to append, which means I'm going to add to my list the value sale num. And just to confirm that this is working, I'm just going to print out sales as a test. So now I'm going to try to run my program. Hope I haven't made any errors. I'm going to add sales items. I'm going to add value 77. And now we see that 77 is in the list. If I add another value, I can see that list has now got 2 things in it. And if I add another value, perfect. So we can see all those items are there. And so adding the value seems to be working fine. We also want to be able to display these. So I'm going to define a print sales. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print below, please find all sales made. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loop for I in sales. Now, sales is my list. Oops, I got to have a colon. I'm going to print I. So Python is smart enough to recognize that this is a loop, and I want to iterate through every item inside of sales. So at the end of this program, I had a 77, a 55, and 89. It would iterate through all three of those items. I becomes the value of that item, and then it should print it out. So if I now run this program, I'm going to add my value of 88, add another value of 99, add another value of 100, and now I'm going to print them out, menu item 2. Oh, because I haven't actually defined print sales. Choice 2, instead of passing, I want to print sales. Now I'll try running it. Add item 33, add item 66, add item 99. Now I'll print my values. Please find all sales made to date, 2266.99. Realizing here I should actually show my menu every single time I come back through, in case people forget what the menu is. All right, I'll post a link to this. If you got any questions, please let me know.